Hey guys, I don't know if this will help you or not. I have one of these, workout push up, pull up, arm, this pull up bar is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, it's got these bars here that you could do some arm exercises too, and below, whatever. I'm not going to go over how to use this thing, but because I'm actually using it to prop my bike up here, it's not the best situation, but I don't have a bike rack, and I put my other bikes will fit right on here. You know, I could lift them up and just lay them on here and then work on the brakes or the tires, or I turn it upside down. I mean, there's all different kinds of ways, but this bike, I can't lift it up on here because I have this, these wires here, so it would smash those. And so anyway, I kind of rigged this tie down thing to because I don't want to scratch it either. So this is soft around here. You could just lift it up a little bit, put one across here, a tie down, and then one here, and I kind of have this hooked on the handlebar so it lifts up the front tire and the back tire. So I could roll this, and I have this pillow here so it doesn't hit this metal, because the last thing you want to do is scratch your bike. And I have one here that kind of keeps the front wheel from turning. So anyway, I adjusted the front brakes. I don't know if you could see in here. The rotors, it's moving back and forth a little bit. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I backed it up a little bit so it doesn't seem to be rubbing, and the brake is kind of pulling in pretty far now. So I'm going to tighten the cable a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be rubbing now. And it's just moving back and forth a little bit. I don't know if you could see that in the camera, because I can see that it's just barely bent. Not too much, not bad. But anyway, the screws here too, all of them are really tight except one was loose. And I didn't check these. I thought I did when I first got it. So they seem to be all tight, but I rode it a few miles. I think what did I have on there? 41 miles, maybe 47, maybe 50, a little bit more. One of these was pretty loose, so I would recommend checking these. Of course, I know I went over checking all these bolts and everything, which I do, and you could check these spokes, which these seem to be pretty tight. Each time you ride, I would check this stuff. There's videos on doing these brakes on different bikes, and I think this one too. There's a bolt here that you can tighten or loosen. I had to loosen it just one click, which loosened this brake here, so I'm gonna have to tighten up the cable to tighten that up a little bit. This was out too a little bit, so I popped that back in, but I think the adjustment here is right here. So anyway, that rubbing that you heard when I was riding seems to be better now, and I had to tighten a screw there that was pretty loose. So I would check these after you ride or before you ride. You know, whichever you prefer. The back ones, those were all tight, and the back brake, yeah, that seems to be a little bit bent right there, but I don't hear it rubbing too much on the back. I don't think. I don't know if you can see that in this camera. I don't hear it, you know, but when you're riding, it's different. But I think I loosened that one up enough. See, it's rubbing right there. And that's on the inside. So I would check these screws and tighten them, the Allen wrench. Check the cables. This cable seems to be in there. The other one was out. Let's see if I could pedal this while it's up here. Oh yeah, see, you could hear it. And that's rubbing on the inside. Oh yeah. That's where it is. So let me see if I can do that. I'll be back. Okay, I seem to be in business now with this brake adjustment. What I did, it seemed to be the back. That little screw there with the Allen wrench. I just have a little Allen wrench. You probably need a longer one. I don't even know what size this is because it doesn't say, but somebody might know. But if you put this in here, and just, actually I had to loosen it a little bit, so you would go this way, you know, turn it this way to loosen it, which would be, I don't know if you can see it, but you could put this in here. There's a few videos on this, which probably a little bit better, but since mine was rubbing, I kind of wanted to, so you would turn it this way, and it just clicks once, and then if you wanted to tighten it, you turn it this way, and it would tighten it. But in my case, I need to loosen it. I don't know if you could see in there, but it seems to be good, and it's, you know, a little bit wobbly. The rotor kind of hits the caliper, and I can move it. Like they say, I can unscrew this with this Allen wrench, and there's a little screw here to back it, to move it sideways. But it's pretty close in the back as far as I can get it, you know. So I just had to loosen it a little bit, and then the brake's working good in the back. I got this, and then that's just the chain you hear going. So it seems to have stopped that noise. When I ride it again, I'll see. And it kind of wobbles back and forth, but I mean, I guess, you know, you'd have to change the rotor there to, which I could do, but I'm not gonna do that right now, you know, because it's not rubbing, and when I hit the brake, it stops, no problem. So the rubbing's gone. If I swing this out this way, this front tire turns good and very quiet. And I actually tightened that one because my handle up here kind of went in a little bit further than this one. See, this one's pretty tight, which is cool. That's about where I like it. This one I can only get to about right there, so when I tighten it again, this seems to be turning just fine. I don't know if you could see in there in the camera, but that one's that's a lot straighter. So success on that so far. And you know, I kind of got hanging up on this pull-up bar that I have, so it's a multitasker right now for my. I kind of lifted up off the ground to and I just grab it here with the handle, so I got one tie down coming here and this tie down going across to hold it. So it's a little Mickey Mouse, but it works, you know. So gets my tires up off the ground. There's probably a better way of doing it, like buying one of those you know, bike rack to work on, but for a temporary brake adjustment and derailleur adjustment, you know, maintenance, so you can turn the I think that did the trick. That's why I tightened this a little bit, and it seems to be okay. And when I turned it one more time, it has a little screw there too. It was a little too tight, so then I just backed it off. You know, it's like a quarter turn. I mean, it's very, very minimal, you know, turning this screw. And somebody said that this was real loose. This seems to be tight on mine, because it clicks, and I think it clicks and holds into place. So we'll see. I'll keep an eye on my brakes and the brake cables. They seem to be pretty clean and okay so far. There's a brake cable too, and it's real tight. You know, checked all this stuff to make sure it's all tight. Seems to be, the calipers seem to be tight. I might upgrade to hydraulics. These are discs, so yeah, I might. I got some brake dust on here. Yeah, you could take those brake pads out, change them yourself. There's just a little cotter pin right there, and so that might be something. But my brakes don't seem to be squeaking. There was just that rubbing in the back of the back one, and I tightened the front one. So we'll see how it rides. Very cool bike. You know, you gotta adjust it. I wanted to tell you guys about this back light too. I got a little alcohol swab and got that tape off, and that little, it was just a little scuff mark, so that's gone. I don't know if you could see it, but the fender just had a little scuff mark from the light, and it wiped right off, so that's cool. It's really not a scratch on this bike. Anyway, that's my brake adjustment. So hope that helped anybody that's got to adjust those brakes if they're rubbing like that. It's kind of an annoying sound, more, and it'll wear your brake pads out faster. But anyway, that's my electric bike up on my homemade bike stand. That works out okay. Gets the tires off, and I'm gonna take it down and maybe go for a test ride. Till next time.